Okay, I'm going to say what's up there. Well, I tell you one thing, I tell you another thing. Well, you know, two of the worst storms were in history was the blizzard of 1969. Well, that was a bad storm, and it was. And it did get home that one, but really bad. That's the worst storm I can remember. But the worstest snowstorm I do remember in the 1970s. 77 was, year 77. I remember this bad storm. Me and Mom had to spend the night in the daycare center because, in a place of business, because of the storm was that bad. And you know what I know? It was bad. I remember a car got ice froze up under a car. On the radio that night, we heard this. That it was classed as winter hurricane. Or classed as a winter hurricane, basically. Cast under Category 4 hurricane, basically. And because the winds were that hurricane force, over 70 miles an hour, hitting 80, 90 to 100 in the height of the storm. I remember that. But the worst storm. But the worst one I remember, blizzard 1967, was so bad until they had to call the National Guard to rescue people from schools and business because they got snowed in and unfortunately they ended up doing that just by military tanks and stuff. That's how bad that one was. And I remember too that people put out oil furnaces in those days were running out of oil up, and know why? Because they oil truck couldn't get out to deliver furnace oil. They were running out of furnace oil. So what did that told me? That told me another thing, that there was a problem. Yeah. Anyways, so I guess go on with my. That's the worst thing. It happened in '77. Same thing. All people were worried they're going to run out of heating oil. I remember. Anyways, so these are two worst things I remember in weather incident. Now, I can tell you something too. Camp Arrow, one time we Camp Arrow on Algonquin Park. This was social justice retreat. Beautiful cabin. Had a cabin with heater. It had an oil heater in it, oil furnace, all that. You know how I remember the thing ran out of oil in the middle of the night because somebody didn't fill a damn thing. It ran out of oil. Can't believe it. A truck came, filled it the next day. Then I looked around. What I had to do? What I did is what I did do was this. I put a tube. Took a plastic tube and I put it on a primer. I opened the primer up and I put a pail there, and what I did is I rate, and then I started flicking a switch on to the oil burner, flick the power switch on there on the side, and let it run until all the air I purged the air out of the line. Once there was oil in there, then I closed the primer off, and then it started going. Then I moved the jumper. After the jumper was removed, guess what? You know what happened after that? Basically, I jumped out TTFF. Once that done, guess what? Then I had no problem heat that night. But you know what? Every night it got cold. It got cold in it. A few nights we got down to a real cold low of a couple of times where it got 1 degree. No insulation, so our friends can run like crazy, of course. That's one thing I remember. Another thing I can remember was things I did and stupid things and that. But the best thing I ever done in my life is going from a man to a woman. That's the best thing I did in my life. I look at it now and I say, wow, within a few more months down the line, In September, I'll be going to Montreal, have my bottom surgery done, and I'm so happy, you know. I feel I'm gonna be. I know what. It's like a stress been lifted off me, but I remember this. I'm gonna tell you now, for you to know that, you know, I tell you something I found out. They didn't name Saints. They left all the old activity on my old name. They put a new name on my old name, basically. So, basically, sat there and I wanted. This is something Boo Boo Richard General made when I did. I give myself that. That is something that maybe because somebody's popped bad for trying to help me out in the long way. Anyway, so that's good. Anyway, but I can tell you one thing I can use. I use this too as leverage. Suppose I go across the border of the United States. I get pulled over by customs, and they call me by old name, Stuart Jackson. And they show this warrant. I can say right there, this warrant under for Stuart Jackson, not Sari Jackson. So there you go. And this warrant is not valid. Only valid for this Stuart Jackson, not Sari Jackson. And the custom guy, I can say that right there to the robber. I need your job to enforce a warrant, yes, but not to enforce a warrant on a wrong person. You know, that's something I could say. And even though I saw my ID and look at my ID, oh, okay, we see what you're getting at here. Okay, you're free to go after that. That's something I look at. Get it? So, anyways, I'm gonna say, blog over. Have a safe weekend. Don't drink and drive. Take taxi or public transit and arrive alive. Don't arrive dead. And remember, tune in to me Monday, 3 to 3:30 on CFU-FM, Hamilton, and hear my show, and I do the same thing there. Time to say good night, night, night. Don't drink and drive. Take a taxi, public transit. Blog over.